Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Good morning, everybody. Pardon my tardiness, but we're here to give you some additional information that, with our hope and prayers, will make a difference in your life and maybe some family members' lives. Because it said knowledge is power, but we at Healthwise twerk it and said applied knowledge is power. Yeah, you're welcome to come by Healthwise between 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday. You can always reach us at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-DIET. Our old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And if you want to reach me directly, you can call me at 313-600-8532. Sometimes the call is transferred to the store, but I get all the texts. I was led to share some things with you today about air and the air pollution and some of the things that we can do. Because surprisingly, this global study linked the air pollution to depression and suicide. And I was looking for the quality of the air, but I couldn't find that source. But how much air, good air, oxygen is in the air is I wanted to find that number, but I just know innately that it's a whole lot less. But zero in on what we can do about the quality of the air that we breathe in. I'm glad here at WHPR they have these humidifiers, and they put food grade hyperoxide in the humidifiers, and that's what a local doctor used here to cure people of multiple diseases, and he's been doing it for over 30-something years. I learned about it. This guy named Otto Warburg got a Nobel Peace Prize for curing people of all kind of cancers from 23 to 31 using food grade hyperoxide. You know, water is H2O. And hydrogen peroxide add one more molecule of oxygen, but it makes all the difference in the world. And I was studying some things with Tony Robbins, and they was breaking down the cells. And one of the things that the cells needed so much to thrive is oxygen. Okay, and Wayne Rowland had put together this formula that he used. He had got cancer. And they gave him 2 years to live, and he lived over 42 years using oxygen. He used oxygen and the Civil water, okay? And he was drinking it, he was breathing it, spraying it up his nose, spraying it in his eyes. But it was the oxygen. And it helps to counteract this air pollution, I think. But just to kind of give you some ideas, just from, of course, one of my favorite doctors, Dr. McCullough, which I can't strongly stress enough, that you go to his website and you just get a whole different perspective. Information that is being censored, which to me is like what they did in Germany, is burn the books. And in this country, what our First Amendment right, which is communication, okay? And we need that to keep the three arms of government in check, is the free communication, and they're constantly being censored. But we're going to persevere, and each one teach one. That's what my hope and prayer is. But researchers analyzed data from 16 countries and found a link between PM 2.5 air pollution and depression, and another between PM 10 and suicide. And I was stunned that the quality of the air could send people into depression so much they commit suicide. Oh yes, I'm going to take the Civil Water spray and keep it in my pocket and spray it up my nose on a constant basis. Oh man. Anyway, lowering pollution limits may have a profound effect on health conditions, including obesity, cancer, heart disease, and premature death. Data from China shows exposure to PM 2.5 reduced learners' abilities in math and language at a rate that is equivalent to losing 1 year of education. The effects may be associated with oxidative stress, neuroinflammation, and neurodegeneration. Considering limited outdoor exercise during peak commuting hours, limiting outdoor time when the air quality index is poor, and considering strategies to reduce exposure to indoor pollution as well. We're fortunate here in Detroit because we have Bel Air, which is loaded with tons and tons of trees. We're fortunate because they have a lot of trees here in Detroit. Matter of fact, Michigan used to just be loaded with tons of trees. Matter of fact, one of the first industries was lumber because there was so many trees. And that's is our buddies, because trees and us, we get along real good because we support one another. What we breathe out, carbon monoxide, the trees, the grass, the plants, they breathe in. Okay, that's why it's always so important to have you a green room. Okay, where you have several plants in your house. And we're talking about going into meditation, deep breathing in that room with all those plants. Okay, it's just and sending the plants love, and they send love back to you because they totally dependent on you. So they're gonna love you unconditionally like a dog. And doing the deep breathing, the meditation in that area with your plants is bringing down some of these conditions that they're talking about. Okay, that's just my version of what's going on and what you can do about it. Most people think about the risks associated with air pollution. Respiratory issues are the first that come to mind. In fact, in 2016, outdoor and indoor air pollution contributed to respiratory infections, resulting in over 5,400, well, I was astounded, 543,000 deaths in children under 5. However, the respiratory system is not the only one affected by this air pollution. It just stunned me. The World Health Organization reports on published studies from dozens of top experts which reveal some of the health risks for children that are associated with air pollution. These include obesity, asthma, childhood cancer, infant mortality, and adverse birth outcomes. Evidence also suggests exposure before birth increases the risk of cardiovascular and lung disease later on in life. A study by the American Psychiatric Society that was presented at the 2017 International Conference suggests air pollution may also reduce sleep quality. There are a number of health repercussions associated with sleep deprivation and poor quality sleep. These include the increased risk of accidents, cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, cancer, osteoporosis. Research has also investigated the biodirectional relationship between sleep and depression, finding that when sleep quality improves, it lessens depression symptoms. It's interesting because when you exercise, say 20 or 30 minutes, you find when you get ready to go to sleep, you sleep better that day, or that night, I should say. And then you exercise at Bel-Air with all the trees, or some other park, okay, getting out, where you can breathe, you're by yourself, so there's no need to be worried about catching anything, okay. And you can do the deep breathing while you exercise, whether it's walking or running or biking, okay. It's just don't exercise when there's a lot of traffic around either, okay. You see, exercising next to the water. We have the river and the river walk. Maybe people may not know it, but them walking along the river walk is so relaxing, because when the water hit the shores, it produces negative ions, which promote healing in the body. Just walking along the river walk, or walk around Bel-Air, where the whole island is hit by the water hitting the shores. Global studies link air pollution to suicide and depression. Air pollution is measured by the size of particle matter, PM. Fine particle matter measures less than 2.5 milligrams, that's PM 2.5 in diameters, and is a good indication of outdoor air pollution. PM 2.5 is the focus of many studies. The particles are important as they are small enough to be inhaled into the lungs and absorbed into the bloodstream. Once in the body, they may deposit in any organ systems, including the brain. In recent research, scientists have associated acute exposure to PM 2.5 with increased psychotic emergency room visits for children who are having anxiety and or have attempted suicide. In a mega-analysis of recent studies by a team from Cambridge University, it was found that elevated exposure to PM 2.5 yield a 19% increase in the risk of depression for children, as well as a small increase risk for suicide. They elevated results from 14 studies and over 684,000 participants and determined that PM10 was not linked to a depression or suicide, indicating the particles matter may be too large to be absorbed into the bloodstream and affects the brain. However, in a separate analysis of data found from 16 countries, research reported that an increase in 2.5 and PM10 was associated with depression and increased numbers of suicide. So the smaller the particle, the more detrimental it is. It's bring me back to the point of key things. How I got into this business when I learned in '68 that 98% of all diseases originate in the colon. So I do everything I can to keep the colon cleansed. One of the easiest, most profound things that Wayne brought to us was the oxy powder pills. Because not only does it work on cleaning and pulling poisons out of your colon, your large and small intestines, but your blood system, lymphatic system, your skin, your lungs, your kidneys, liver, gallbladder, pulling these poisons out. And the oxy powder putting the oxygen in to kill them. And drinking the water. I mean, that's key. God made the body 75% water. That's a hint, clue. We should be making sure we don't do nothing else but get some oxygenated water into our system every day to counteract this particle matter 2.5 that we can't help get into our system. Okay, because it's small enough to go right through that mass. Okay, and then you got the holes on the side of the mass. You got the holes at the top of the mass, holes at the bottom of the mass. So you gonna get this 2.5 into your system. But taking friendly bacteria, because it said all diseases caused by a lack of minerals. That's from Paul Linus. So keeping the minerals in your system, because the body takes the minerals, which they supposed to grow your food on mineral-rich soils. The people on this planet that live, their average lifespan is 120, 140. Their water is so rich in minerals, it look like milk. They drink this mineral-rich water. They water their crops with this mineral-rich water, and they bathe in this mineral-rich water. So the average lifespan is 120, 140. That's the average. And it look like they 50 or 60 and acting like it because of the minerals. Because your body takes those minerals and make enzymes, and the enzymes eat up these parasites, these pathogens, eggs, because they microscopic bugs. They eat them up before they get a chance to hatch and cause diseases in the body. So there's ways to protect ourselves against this air pollution. Even though we breathing it in, when it come into your body, my body, and other people we tell about this to build up your immune system, it don't get a chance to develop a nest, which they got 1,500 different names for these microscopic bugs in your body. They build up a nest, and they call it cancer, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes. Here we even talking about depression and suicide. That can't develop when your immune system is up high. I mean, that's my version. I'm not a scientist, doctor, a lawyer, nutritionist, a dietitianist. I just read, and I come here to share my information with folks. And you can share with me when you see me. And I love it because it's making a difference. What you are telling me. The systematic review and meta-analysis was published in December of 2019 in Environmental Health Perspective. One study author, Isabel Brainworth from the University College of London, comment on the results. Quote, "We already know that air pollution is bad for people's health, with numerous physical health risks ranging from heart and lung diseases to stroke and higher risks of dementia. Here, was showing that air pollution could be causing substantial harm to our mental health as well, making the case for cleaning up the air we breathe even more urgent. You can wait on them cleaning up the air, and the other part you can build up your immune system. We found quite consistent results across the studies we reviewed that analyzed the relationship between long-term air pollution exposure and depression, even after adjustments for many other factors which would explain the association. The association seems to be similar in magnitude to those that have been found for some physical health impact of particular matters, such as all-cause mortality. Meeting EU's pollution limits may have global effects. European Union. There was also a connection between PM10 particle matters exposure and the number of suicides reported in the studies. Researchers found that the risk was significantly high on days after a 3-day period when levels of PD10 were higher rather than after less pollution time periods. In these studies, confounding factors such as weather changes and the day of the week did not account for short-term changes in suicide rate, nor did socioeconomic factors or neighborhoods. The evidence was stronger for suicide with PM10 and less for depression. Another author, Joseph Hayes, said, quote, "Our findings correspond with other studies that have come out this year, 2019, with further evidence in young people and in other mental health conditions. While we cannot yet say that this relationship is caused, the evidence is highly suggested that air pollution itself increased the risk of adverse mental health outcomes. A lot of what we can do to reduce air pollution can also benefit our mental health in other ways, such as enabling people to cycle or walk rather than drive, enhancing access to parks. So this added support to the promotion of active travel and urban green spaces," unquote. The scientists hypothesized that if the relationship were causal, the global risk of depression would go down by 15% if exposures were reduced from PM 2.5 from 44 UG over M3 to 25. But anyway, this level, some kind of measurement they got from 45 down to 25. The global level of PM 2.5 ranges from 114 UK in Danai to 6 UK in Canada, Ottawa, Canada. So this kind of measurement they got some UK from 44 to 25, when some parts of the world is up to 144, and other parts is down to 6. So by lowering the air pollution, they saying that they could lower the depression. Within the UK, they found the average level was 12.8. The WHO recommended a limit of 10 UG over M3, which the researchers estimated would reduce the risk of depression by about 2.5%. While the goal of the World Health Organization is 10 UG over M3, even meeting the less stringent UK guidelines of 25 UG over M3 could have a significant global impact on mental and physical health. This Dr. Braithwaite went on to say, quote, "We know that the finest particles from dirty air can reach the brain by way of the bloodstream and the nose. And the air pollution has been implicated in increased brain inflammation, damage to nerve cell, and to changes in stress hormone production, which has been linked to poor mental health," unquote. I keep saying, trees, 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 plants, plants, plants in your home, especially when you're sleeping, okay? Silver water, spraying, hydrogen peroxide humidifiers, so you get more and more oxygen into your system to counteract this poisonous air. You can wait for them to clean the air up, but in the meantime, you can build up your source, your power, and praying. Power. People have prayed diseases out of themselves, and people have prayed diseases out of other people, and they do still teach that in medical school. Good. And laughter. Do you know Norman Vincent, I think his name was? I'm trying to think. His name was Norman, but it did come to me. But back in the 80s, he discovered, because he had a real bad condition, a disease that was extremely painful, but he noticed that when he laughed for 10 minutes, just consistently laugh, whether it was something funny or not, a fake laugh, whatever, for 10 minutes, it lowered his pain for 2 hours. And there's one lady, she had breast cancer. She took that to the extreme. Her and her husband got a bunch of VCRs, because this is back in the 80s, and they laughed for 90 days. And she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. After that 90 days, they couldn't find no cancer in her body. Laughed that cancer right on out. Laughter. People wonder how black folks make it through all these challenges that we've been through. Well, why are they always laughing and giggling and funning and just, having a good time, making lemonade out of lemons? But that's God's way of protecting us. Okay? That laughter. So there's ways, I don't care how detrimental the air pollution, God has given us ways to protect us. Premature death in seniors linked to air pollution. A second vulnerable population is the elderly. Harvard researchers released a study in 2017 in which they described finding long-term exposure to MP25 in ozone increased the risk of early death. This occurred even when air pollution levels were below the national optimum air quality standard set by the EPA. Lowering the levels of PM 2.5 by just 1 UG over M3 was estimated to save 12,000 lives every year. The researchers used Medicare claims of 60 million people in the U.S. over the age 65 through a 7-year period. The extensive basis of information in which the findings were based resulted in the researchers calling it a, quote, a study of unprecedented statistical power because of the mass size of study population, unquote. Pollution lowers the IQ and damage life expectancy. As might be expected, MP 2.5 doesn't affect just mood or the cardiovascular system. Data collected in China revealed that language and arithmetic skills were affected to such an extent that for each person affected, it was like losing a full year of education. According to researcher Dek Ho, PhD from Hong Kong Polytech University, the results of the study are like the results from his study. He believes the effects of air pollution on collagen is important and may occur as, quote, it can potentially be associated with oxidative stress, neural inflammation, and neurodegeneration of humans, unquote. The estimate number of dying or early deaths from exposure to air pollution is nearly double the previous estimate. The new data showing air pollution caused 8.8 million premature deaths in 2015. Comparatively speaking, World Health Organization, estimated the global number of premature deaths from smoking is 7 million per year, less than the number killed by air pollution. 8.8, and smoking is 7.0. Wow. Precautions may limit exposure to pollution. There are significant physical and mental health risks associated with exposure to air pollution that may shorten your life and impede your ability to live independently as you age. It is wise to take precautions to limit your exposure to pollution outdoors and inside your home. 1. Limit the outdoor exercise during peak community hours. Do your exercise at Belle Isle. Make sure you do your exercise around trees. That's my little 2 cents. Avoid running or riding your bike along major highways. That's where you can go down the Riverwalk. Pay attention to air quality index in your local area. In heavy traffic, pour air from inside the car for heating and air conditioning. I think this other one. Regularly air out your car, especially if it's new. The plastic, the carpet, the solvents, and auto equipment contribute to a chemical toxin mix in your car cabinet. Okay? That new car smell is poisonous. That's what Dr. McCullough said. And in the summertime, which we're getting into, when you get into your car and you smell that odor, before you cut your air conditioner on, you want to roll down your windows. And then you can cut your air conditioner on, and you're going to smell that poisonous toxins. Let that out, okay? Because I think it's 100 times more higher than what the EPA recommend. So you get in your car, roll the window down, then you want to cut your air conditioner on, let it run for a minute or two, let that poisonous substance out, and then you roll your windows back up. And then, you know how they had that button to cut their fresh air from coming in so your car can get cooler quicker? They're suggesting keeping that button open so you can get fresh air coming in while you're doing the air conditioning. Indoor pollution can be just as dangerous as MP2.5 and MP10 you inhale outdoors. To reduce energy expenditures, most new homes are more airtight than ever before, which means you don't get as much air exchange. Consider these strategies to reduce your exposure. I've heard of folks say you leave your window open or cracked at night while you're sleeping to get some fresh air in. Just don't put your head up under the window. Number 1, install a high-efficiency particle air filter in your home or furnace or air conditioning unit. Vacuum regularly using HEPA filters, vacuum cleaners. Standard bags or bagless vacuum cleaners are a major contributor to poor indoor air quality. Beware of cheaper knockoffs that progress to have HEPA-like filters. Get the real deal. I remember before I even got the health food store, it was this rainbow vacuum cleaner that I used to sell. And I'll never forget, there's one guy, he had real bad breathing challenge, asthma or something like that. And I cut this rainbow on, pointed directly out the air coming from it, directly at him. He took deep breaths, and he could smell the freshness and made him feel so good. He bought that machine on the spot in less than 5 minutes. Because of the rainbow vacuum cleaner, it uses water as a filter. See, wet dust don't fly. There was this, they got $1 million for this gadget that allow air to come in. It goes into the water, but it doesn't get into the machine, because water will destroy a machine. And they had this $1 million unit that allow of the invention that allow the vacuum cleaner to use water as a filter. I don't know. I know they still have rainbows out there, but they have other quality vacuum cleaners out there. This made me think about that. So they have vacuum regularly using HEPA filter vacuum cleaners. Standard bags or bagless cleaners are a major contributor to poor indoor quality. Beware of cheaper knockoffs that possess to have HEPA-like filters, and get the real deal. Switch to non-toxic cleaning products such as baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, and safer personal care products. It's like there's the aluminum deodorant. 75% of the women or the men who get breast cancer is close to the underarms and that quarter of the breast. We have heard in reports that people use aluminum deodorant, it blocks the poisons from coming out of the underarms, and so it ends up going into the breast, in that upper quarter part of the breast. We at Healthwise have this product called Izzy's deodorant. It's so effective, and people love it for the past 30-something years. Hardly somebody just buy one. They usually come by 2 or 3, 4, 5 at a time. I was just talking to the sister the other day. She said she always buy 4 because they last so long, and they do, and it's so effective. I even people say they use it every other day, and it keeps them dry, odor-free. It's amazing. Okay. Avoid aerosol, commercial air fresheners, and scented candles, which can outgas thousands of different chemicals. Strategies are in this article called Household Products Are Killing Us. May help reduce the toxic load. House plants. That's my favorite. For marked improvement in the indoor air. For tips and guides, the best 10 plant-based house plants. Maybe if we got a minute, we can go back to that. Avoid powders as they float and linger in the air after each use. Many are allergenic due to their tiny size and may cause respiratory problems. Take your shoes off in the house by the door to prevent tracking in toxin particles. Hang dry cleaning clothes outside for a day or two to allow chemicals to be dissipated. Don't smoke or vape. Ensure your combination of appliances are properly vented. Avoid storing paints, abrasive solutions, and other harsh chemicals in your house or in an attached garage. Eliminate using non-stick cookware, which can release toxins in the air when heated. Create cross ventilation by opening windows for as little as 15 minutes each day to improve the quality of air you breathe. An attic fan may reduce your air conditioning costs and bring in fresh outdoor air. High quality air purifiers using photocatalytic oxidation, PCO, is one of the best technologies available. Rather than merely filtering the air, the PCO cleans the air using ultraviolet light. PCO transforms the pollutants into non-toxic substances. In addition to using them in your home, portable air filters are available to take with you when you work or travel. That's PCO. Reduce airborne chlorine during a bath or a shower with a water filtering rate NSF over a NSI of 175, which is tested by a third party to release chlorine removal. So we have shower filters at Healthwise. Okay, about 3 different stages that help reduce that chlorine, because they say a 10-minute shower is equivalent to drinking 8-ounce glasses of tap water, because of your pores being open from the hot water, being absorbing this chlorine, and you plus not only your skin is breathing it in, you breathing it in. So it's really important to get you a shower filter. Test for radon, a colorless, odorless gas linked to lung cancer. It can get trapped under your house during construction and may leak into your air systems over time. Radon testing kits are a quick and cheap way to determine if you are at risk. Excuse me. Now, okay, let me go back to this part where the 10 best pollution busting plants. Okay, let me see. Phyton rose is Feston, rose plant. Number 2, the devil's ivory. Number 3, the English ivory, Potter's ivory, African violet, yay, Christmas cactus, yellow goddess, grapevine, peace lily. The 10 best plants. Here's another one up here. I'm scared to even try to pronounce that, but it's PHALAENOPSIS. So those are the 10 plants. This Phyton rose plant, devil's ivory, English ivory, Potter's ivory, African violet, Christmas cactus, yellow goddess, garlic vine, peace lily. And then this one that PHALAENOPSIS. Over the years, there has been quite a bit of debate about whether houseplants really can filter indoor air by removing toxins and particles. NASA tests in an aircraft packed with plants showed marked better air quality, but proved that plants are sufficient filters in other situations hasn't been so easy. But houseplants can't hurt. Not only might they take out some of the air pollution, but think they may offer some protection against electronic magnetic radiation. Which houseplants should you pick? Now that's a new one. I did not know that plants help to protect you against EMF, electronic magnetic fields, electronic magnetic radiation, because we are just overexposed with that, with the 5G and the wiring in your house, cell phones, TVs, computers, all put out this electronic magnetic fields. And here they talk about plants. It may protect you or offer some protection against electronic magnetic radiation. This product we have called Aquaman Boost. This Japanese scientist was given a task to reduce the radiation in Japan, and he tried all kind of methods. But one day he was on vacation, and he saw this tree growing out of this rock by the ocean. Like, why is that? And how is that? He found that underneath the layers of rocks was rich in minerals. The tree got the nourishment from the ocean, the water from the ocean, and the minerals from underneath that layers of rocks. And he said, where else can I find minerals? So he went around, we thought about volcanoes, so he went around the world, tested the volcanoes that had the most minerals, and he developed this product called Aquaman Boost, which gives you anywhere from 120 to 144 minerals, and it's highly concentrated, because 1 ounce would treat actually 6 gallons of water. He took that back to Japan, or developed it in Japan, and it reduced the radiation that was in their bodies and in their water. I can't say enough about adding that to your water for that radiation, because we talk about the pollution from radiation. Okay. So the new ecologists made a list of the top 10 anti-pollutant houseplants they rate as the best. Again, there's Feston, house rose plant, devil's ivory, English ivory, Potter's ivory, African violet, Christmas cactus, yellow goddess, garlic vine, and peace lily. I always thought the plants that had all those leaves was good too. It's just that'll come to me. Bringing a bit of nature indoors with houseplant is an excellent ideal, both for your physical and emotional health. Living closer to nature can actually help you to live longer. Hospital patients who have a view of nature recover from illness and surgery more quickly than those who don't. It was NASA, along with Associated Landscape Contractors of America, that concluded the classic study on the benefits of plants on indoor air. And they reported that house plants were able to remove up to 87% of air toxins in 24 hours. Did y'all hear that? NASA proved and reduced the level of toxins by 87% in 24 hours. They recommended using 15 to 18 good-sized house plants in 6 to 8 inch diameter containers for an 1,800 square foot house. Okay, 15 to 18 good-sized house plants that is 68 inches diameter containers for 18 square foot house. It's NASA studies. NASA at Science Space Center has also constructed a bio-home that uses bioregenerative technology with ultimate goals providing a life support system with permanent humans habitation of space. And inside the structure was common houseplants, which NASA says, quote, serve as living air purifiers to absorb chemical pollutants resulting from synthetic material in the living area. If houseplants are capable of cleaning air in the bio-homes, imagine what they can do in your home and my home. Why should you be concerned about the indoor air quality? NASA has concern about indoor air quality for obvious reasons. But you and your family also have reasons to seek to improve the quality of your home and office air. Sure, walking into an office building or typical home will probably not make you immediately sick, but over time your body will absorb many number of potential toxin substances that exist freely in the air. For instance, volatile organic compounds, VOCs, which are toxin gases emitted from paints, cleaners, air fresheners, vinyl floors, carpeting, upholstery, fabric, and much more, can cause cancer and damage to your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, central nervous system. VOC in the indoor air of new buildings have been found to average 20 to 40 milligrams per M3. Adverse health effects may begin with exposure at just 10 milligrams per M3. Engineered wood product commonly used to make cabinets, furniture, wall mountings, and many more emit pollutants such as formaldehyde into your house air. Indoor air can be up to 10 times more pollutant than outdoor air, and some other potential toxin vapors that can contaminate it, aside from those listed above, includes ammonia, etc. While high quality air purifier can be used to help reduce toxins in your home and office air, and I highly recommend that you get one, houseplants can act as an extra buffer against air pollution, and they have benefits that extend beyond air quality as well. Houseplants are good for your health and well-being. It really is amazing how large impact a few potted plants can have. Here are some of the benefits that houseplants can bring to your life. A study by researchers from the Agricultural University in Norway found potted plants reduce stress in office workers and lower the number of sick days taken. Researchers for TMO Qualitative Air Life found that plants in the workplace lessen fatigue and stress, and employees noted a reduction in flu-like symptoms. Employees also report feeling more productive with plants nearby. As a result of the finding, TNO recommend providing one large plant for every 2 employees. Research carried out at Moore College of Agriculture in Massachusetts found that students were more active and more likely to return to class if there were plants in the lecture hall. The University of Horticulture in Norway's study found indoor plants can reduce fatigue, coughs, sore throats, and other cold-related illnesses, particularly by increasing humidity levels and decreasing dust. Whoa, look what God has made with them house plants. Adding a few house plants to your home and office is truly a simple way to bring more natural, pleasing health materials into your living space. If you like a few ideas to get started, how to grow fresh air, 50 house plants that purify your air or office is a great reference. Just remember that some house plants are poisonous, so do your housework before buying, especially if you have children or pets in your home. 50. I don't know if we have time. I can see if we can pull up some of that. But I tell you, just go to this Macola. But here to go. How to grow fresh air. This is on Amazon. How to grow fresh air. How to grow 50 house plants that purify your home and office. 50. And you get them delivered in one day. They give you a complete guide. All this is from House Plants Beginners and books on it and things like that from Amazon. 50. 50 house plants. God, thank you, God, turning me on to this here. How to grow fresh air. It's so, so important. So, I like this. So, you can give us a call at Healthwise at 586-757-DIET. Again, that's 586-757-3438. Our old number still works, 313-366-DIET. And if you want to reach me directly, you can call me at 313-600-8532. Now, mind you, sometimes the calls to me go to the office, but I get all the texts, okay? And I will call you back. You can stop by Healthwise at 3807. And we got humidifiers there, too, like they do here at WHPR. That's got that food-grade hyperoxide in it, so we breathe it in all day. And we got some plants. I got one plant that's been with me for 30-something years, and it's huge. So, 50. Thank you, God, and thank you for tuning in. And more importantly, for each one teaching one, sharing this information. Peace and love, y'all.